Today's video should have been about making dice with brass shavings in them, but sometimes the best laid plans make your dice fail and you gotta start over. So instead I want to show you something pretty silly that I did while I was gone. Through a little gaming of a website system, I got over $750 in gold dice for free. And before I show you this massive amount of gold dice, I'm going to show you how. Now Heimdall has a serious rewards program where if you spend over $300, you get 15% of that in cash back. Also, if anybody uses your link, you get $5. You might see where I'm going with this, and you can see how I got this large-ass amount of gold dice for essentially free. You might remember my Heimdall dice review video a while back. Well, it looks like at least 131 of you bought dice on their site using my link, because I checked one day and had $655 in store credit. I bought literally every glimmering gold D6 that they had on their website, so much so that they are still sold out. And then I noticed, because I had some money left over, that same D6 is in their 7-piece RPG set, so I bought as many of those as I could. And remember that 15% cash back if I spend over $300? Well, that gave me another $100 to buy more sets, which, by the way, I did call Josh at Heimdall and he was totally cool with. He thought it was hilarious. One thing I did not anticipate, however, was each individual die being wrapped in its own plastic baggie, so this is going to take forever to get out, but luckily, with the power of editing, okay, I guess editing isn't going to help. I'm going to have to actually unwrap all these, and in reality, it took me 3 hours to get all of them out. I was not anticipating that in any way, but in total, I have 184 D6s and 16 of all of the others in a normal RPG dice set. In addition to all of these gold dice, I even got 4 Chaos Red dice, because I had extra money and I couldn't buy anything else gold. The amount of bags I have now is staggering. They should really put their new logo on there instead of, I think they used to be called Blacksmith dice, but this has to be the most amount of D6s that are gold metal like that anybody has, right? I like them because they're kind of a combination between Retributor armor and polished gold from Vallejo. They're a deeper gold than my college ring from Texas A&M, but I think that's because they're like a zinc alloy, not actually brass or gold. They sound great whenever they're inside a dice rolling tray, and they make a really cool flat surface. You've already seen me roll some dice on them, but I'm definitely going to roll some more because it's just rad. But my God, is that a heavy book full of dice.
That is... wow.
For some context for you, they weigh about 7.5 pounds, which is roughly half the weight of my infant daughter, so they're pretty freaking heavy inside the book. Whenever I open this up, it feels like I'm opening the briefcase inside of Pulp Fiction because the light kind of shines back up at me. I would bet that this is what they had inside the briefcase the whole time, and it fits 2 layers thick. This is just awesome. And besides, is there anything more dice goblin than rolling your golden D20 on a flat plane of other golden dice? I'm going to pretend like I rolled that natural 20 the very first time and I didn't have to make a bunch of takes to make it happen. I've got some other wild things I want to show you with these dice, but speaking of wild, let's talk about today's sponsor, the Liquid Core Collection by Wild Earth Dice, their new Kickstarter that just launched. I don't even really need to talk about these dice, just show you the video of how gorgeous they look. They're doing a process that I believe has never been done on a Kickstarter by combining 3 different processes, similar to some videos I've done before on my how-to videos, combining a fitted liquid core, a clear shell, and a painted wrap that makes something that is way greater than the sum of its already beautiful parts. They've got amazing regular sized dice, some bigger D20s, and even some chonky liquid D20s, and you'll never guess which color scheme is my favorite, and Dicey Encounters is even letting me show off some of the new designs that they're going to release soon. So go check out the Wild Earth Dice Kickstarter and get your own liquid core set today. Back to the most important color, gold. I know you want me to roll these, so I'm just going to shut up and roll them. Yeah, that went absolutely everywhere, and I'm sure what you're wondering is, well, what was the roll? So I figured I can put it in a graphical representation by just laying them all out. I got 31s, 27 2s, 31 3s, 28 4s, 35 5s, and 32 6s, meaning I got above average on the dice roll overall. The actual total, when you combine all of the numbers together, is 656. In D&D, if I did that much damage, I would almost kill the Tarrasque in a single attack. I was only 20 freaking points off from killing a Tarrasque in one go with how many golden D6s I have. I think that I have enough D6s to play a D&D game now. While I stack all of these 6-sided dice into an even larger 6-sided block of gold, I want to pose that as a question for the comments. What's the largest amount of D6s someone could deal as damage in a single attack in D&D? The highest way I could find was using Meteor Swarm on a target that had been made vulnerable via a Grave Cleric's Path to the Grave channel divinity, and attacking with like 8 medium-sized animated objects all in one go. Of course, you could always cheese it just by blowing up like a billion grenades or casting Wish for that exact damage, but I'd like to know, how can you get the largest amount of d6s in a single attack roll in D&D? I know there's a ton of ways to combine dice, like d4s, d6s, d8s, yada yada, but I'm talking just d6s. Let me know your idea in the comments below. It was kind of interesting, while I was stacking all of these, I actually found that some of the d6s, though they're the same material and seem to be made with the same font, are slightly different. Maybe the machine needed adjusting in between. I think there's about 16 of them, which would coincide with the 7-sided RPG dice, so there's probably 16 in there that are just slightly thinner than the others. I didn't even notice it until I was stacking this many together, so shouldn't be a problem for anybody else. I also know that you want to see what all the other dice look like rolling when there's this many gold ones, so here you go. And this one's for those of you who prefer chaos to order. And honestly, that was it. I just wanted to show you this crazy thing that I did and that happened, and I thought you all might like to see a huge amount of gold dice. I know I certainly did, and I thought it would be something pretty fun. Sorry I hadn't gotten a video out sooner. Like I said, I had a video planned, but those dice failed pretty hard, and I'm going to be redoing them, but I had the urge to make something. Also, some of you might know, I had twins early this year, and I don't know if you know, they take up a ton of time. I'm watching them while my wife is working, so I just haven't had time to do any videos or get anything out. But I'm back to being able to make some stuff now, though slowly for the time being. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for sticking around. Let me know if you like silly videos like this sometimes as well. I think that I've transformed into an actual dice dragon at this point, hoarding my vast amounts of gold. I wonder how I could get some more. Anyway, subscribe and like if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. I want to hear that too. Either way, I hope that you have a fantastic day.